What's up, y'all? It's your girl Chanel from Complex Simplicity, coming to you live or recorded on this cold, chilly day, chilly Wednesday. Happy hump day, folks. Don't mind the ash. Just settling in. I got home from work at a decent time, decent hour, spent some time with the hubby, and it's down to business, right? So the holidays are coming up. Happy holidays, as I've been saying, and I did it in my last audio recording, so you should check it out. I updated that part of the website last night. I also said it in my last vlog. Christmas is my all-time favorite holiday, and I am just so excited and in such a good mood. My husband and I are having our annual holiday party with our friends and younger family members who are in our peer group this Saturday, and it's very exciting. We're still trying to get everything together, get the house decorated. I wish I could show you. To the right is our beautiful Christmas tree. Maybe I'll post a picture on the website. But anyway, happy holidays. And I wanted to talk about a point that came up in an interview, two different interviews. Quad from Married to Medicine, that reality show on Bravo. She was being interviewed by one of my favorite podcasts, which is Hollywood Unlocked, a few weeks ago. She made a point that K. Michelle actually also made, who was on her show. I think it's the Circle of Sisters, one of those, a new kind of panel talk show that Quad is on, and they had K. Michelle on as a guest, and she too pretty much said the same thing. And this point is with regards to how us black women, our swag is getting stolen, y'all, and it's been this way for years. And, K. Michelle made a great point, and Quad, that it's like the things that we naturally have or embody, like how our bodies may be shaped, that Coke bottle shape, having small waists and round booties. And I'll keep it real, not all black women have been blessed with this shape, but I would like to say about 70% of our culture, of the African American culture, have been blessed with pretty decent figures there, with the voluptuousness between the, with your booty and your thighs and hips, as well as naturally a lot of us black women have fuller lips. Some may have fuller lips than others. I don't know if I consider my lips to be uber full, but they're not paper thin either. That's something that's part of our, I guess, lineage or gene pool. And, hairstyles. They even brought up how in African American culture, as a young lady, you grew up getting your hair braided, corn rolled, them straight back corn rolls, wearing all different types of braided styles these days with the goddess locks or faux lock styles, dreads, people who dread their hair. Like, these are things that have always been a part of our culture, African American culture, even branching off into being African American of the West Indies, whether you're from Jamaica or Barbados, or you're St. Thomas, Antigua, Trinidad, and the list goes on, right? And so what these ladies both pretty much said is that the Kardashians in particular have kind of taken the swag of the classic black woman, classic black girl, right? So getting their butts done, even though they'll never admit it, to have more of that voluptuous figure, right? Wearing them straight back cornrows and helping to make it this trend or to make it looked at as appropriate. K. Michelle made a good point. Like, if a black woman were to go to a job interview with cornrows, straight back cornrows, there's a high chance she wouldn't get the job. Society always told us, you can't wear your hair in braids or cornrows for any kind of corporate job or most jobs, right? But the Kardashians can do it, and it's everything, to the point where you can even see it on Vogue, the cover of Vogue magazine now, or within Vogue magazine now. And, even with us having fuller lips, a lot of the Kardashians, they've been plump. I think all of them, maybe with the exception of Kourtney, have gotten their lips plumped up with Juvederm or whatever they call it. Injections, injectables, however you want to phrase it. And it's like, wow, they've built an amazing empire, which I will never take away from them. I've made it very clear. I'm intrigued by the business mind of Kris Jenner and Kim K, right? They have amazing business minds. They've been able to make ish happen out here, right? For themselves, for their family, whatever. It's almost like their grandchildren's grandchildren are going to still be wealthy and rich, right? When all is said and done. And it's kind of like, dag, like they're trying to embody all things kind of a Black woman, right? But it's acceptable when they do it and not quite acceptable when this is who we've been since the test and beginning of time, which is so crazy, which pretty much leads me to this. We just got to embrace, and I know I say this all the time, but we got to embrace who we are inside and who we are and how we look on the outside, y'all. You know, I'm all for making changes if you feel like you need to, working out, you know, putting in that work, you know what I'm saying? Not necessarily trying to run to the surgeon's office to, like, you know, look like them. Let's remember they're trying to look like us. Sorry, but I think that's kind of what it is. It's a lot of our zhuzh, a lot of our swag, a lot of the essence of who Black women are is ultimately, I feel like, what is, when a white person does it, is being deemed as the standard of beauty, which is so crazy to me. We were born, most of us Black women were born with pretty decent figures. We're born with certain, you know, part of our culture to wear certain hairstyles. We were born with these natural lips, full, not full, whatever you want to call it, you know. And so it's like crazy, if you ask me, because at the end of the day, a lot of us in life, I find, are trying to reach a certain standard of beauty and look a certain way, you know, to be accepted or to be deemed as gorgeous and beautiful, when the very people who are setting the standard of beauty are trying to be something that they're not even, to the point where they have to go and get certain procedures done to have this look. When us women of color, guess what? Most of us already have these attributes about ourselves. Let's start to love ourselves more, y'all. I know I preach this like nobody's business, but it's so true. We cannot let society determine what the standard of beauty is. There are different forms of beauty that are okay. It's acceptable. It's great. It's fine. We all should look different. There should be diversity in the world. We all shouldn't look the same, right? All of our figures should not be the same. It's to the point where I think it looks utterly ridiculous. And don't get me wrong, I do watch the Kardashians, have from the time that they first started. There is a part of me that does like them. In my head, I would probably rock out with Khloe. She seems to be the dopest one out of all of them to me as far as personality and just chillness, right? But when I'm watching the show, sometimes I'm like, this just is getting out of hand. You know, Kylie's lips, you know, some Kim K and Khloe's butts, it's just like it's getting to be a bit too much. What is going to happen when things go back to where not being curvy is society's standard of beauty? What are they going to do? For those who are always trying to keep up with whatever the standard of beauty is, what are you going to do after you done got all the fat sucked out of places in your body and put in your butt? When that is now deemed as not being beautiful, what are you going to do? Get all that fat lipoed out? Once you get these procedures done, with most of the procedures, your body will never be the same. It's not like with your lips, you could plump them up and then in a couple of months it'll go back down to normal and then you go plump them up again. When you start getting procedures like Brazilian butt lifts, you know, breast implants and things of that nature, you're either going to have further surgeries to remove certain procedures, or certain things are just, it is what it is. Once you do it, that's it, you know? And so let's just be okay with how we naturally are and how we look at some point. I talk about this all the time as well. And the irony to me is just so crazy. It's like Black women are not the standard of beauty, but try to be everything like them. It's almost like that movie Get Out, where it came to the scenes where they were auctioning off the Black people or Black guys. And it's like, oh, this one is athletic and they can do this and they can do that and they can do this. And it's like, sometimes I feel like the others, some Caucasians, some white people, some people outside of the African American culture, sometimes I feel like they so desperately wish that they had some of the natural talents, abilities, and giftings that people of color have. You know, I guess maybe there's a certain level of athleticism you will find in a lot of Black men and women. It's just certain things, certain it factors, certain physical abilities that we may just have. And I feel like for there to have been slavery and for Blacks to have been looked at as being scum of the earth and being hated people, so to speak, for so many years, why are y'all trying to be like us? You know, things that make you go, Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to have this whole racial moment, but at the end of the day, I think I'm talking right, you know, I'm being real, you know, so let's start teaching our young Black girls, you know, love who you are, embrace your wide nose, embrace your full lips, embrace your nice hips, embrace your voluptuousness, embrace who you are, your kinky hair. These are all the things that make you you, make you beautiful, make you amazing. And just know that there are other cultures who low-key want to have some of the attributes and qualities and physical features that Black women do have. Don't be fooled. You know, for me, it makes me love my culture that much more, you know. Now, of course, behaviorally, there are things that people of my culture do that I don't get behind, that annoy me and frustrate me and piss me off from time to time. But at the end of the day, you know, as a culture, as an African American woman, I love who I am and where I come from. And guess what? I actually love how I look. I'm okay with the fact that I might not be the most gorgeous woman in the room, but guess what? I'm cute, I'm sexy, I'm intelligent, and all of my inner beauty just enhances things that much more, right? You know, and so we have to start to accept ourselves, love ourselves for who we are. You'd be surprised at the people who low-key wish they were you, that they look like you, that they had a figure like you. You know, I'm not the curviest of girls. I always say that. I have slight curves. I'm very tall. I'm 5'11". But guess what? There's somebody else that's like, dag, I wish I had Chanel's figure. I like Chanel's figure. You know, so let's start appreciating what we do have. As they say, the grass ain't always greener on the other side. There comes a lot with certain things, right? God didn't allow me to have this crazy, bodacious, voluptuous figure. Why? Because maybe with my makeup and my personality, maybe I would use it for all things wrong, y'all. I probably would be showing my body so much, wearing crop tops that really show my belly, and I already wear things that are short in the summertime, right? And so I could only imagine what it would really be if I had the kind of figure I always wish I had. But over the years, I've definitely learned to appreciate, you know, the figure that I do have, and to appreciate my own kind of beautiful, right? I put that on my Facebook page for Complex Simplicity last week. Like, let's start loving and appreciating our kind of beautiful. You know, there is not just this one standard of beauty out there, y'all. There's so many different forms of it, of all cultures, backgrounds, and ethnicities. And so let's stop letting society brainwash us. I just wanted to kind of remind us briefly that low-key, even them Kardashian Jenner girls are low-key trying to have some of the physical attributes that Black women naturally have, okay? So let's not be fooled in these streets. I completely agree with Quad. I completely agree with K. Michelle and the points that they made regarding this. Let's learn to love and appreciate our own beauty and beautiful, and stop letting society tell us what the standard of beauty actually is. No such thing. Okay, continue to rock out with your girl by going to complexedsimplicity.com. Happy holidays once again, and until next time.